Hello Tree Buds, welcome back to my channel. I am so sorry that I've been gone for about 3-4 weeks. Has it been a month? I want to let you guys know why I've been gone because I really do think that it might help somebody out. So I did not intend to be gone this long. Instead of just coming back and jumping right back into making videos, I want to explain to you guys why I've been gone. And so just relax. We're gonna do a get ready with me with some makeup products, talk about some serious stuff. I do want to give a disclaimer though. I will be talking about pregnancy during this video, and if you honestly, the only reason why I'm giving this disclaimer is because I was watching pregnancy videos all last week and I was bawling my eyeballs out. So if you are going through that, or if you're pregnant right now and you just can't listen to emotional stuff right now, please exit. I'll have something better for you next week, hopefully. But yeah, the reason why I said I didn't think I was gonna be gone this long is because I was just supposed to go to DC and to see my pregnant sister, by the way. I thought I could create a video out of DC maybe, but so much had happened. It was so hectic for just all of us. There was 4 of us who went on the trip. We took 2 dogs. I always thought living in a big city would be so exciting. Yeah, maybe when you're visiting, I'll stay in my little town. It's not even a little town. I did take videos of a lot of historical things, which amazing, by the way. I had so much fun on the last day. It was a 13-hour drive. I love road trips, but you know, towards the end, your butt just starts aching. I could make an entire video of my DC process, my DC experience. It was like an Airbnb, but very sketchy. It was giving me like Cecil Hotel vibes. Maybe one day if you guys request it, I might talk about it. For the meantime, let's dive into the next thing. After we got back from DC, we left on Sunday, finally got back Monday morning, and we had to take time off work. For Makeup a Murder, we opened in the office at 7:15 and we got home I think at 5 in the morning. There was no way we were going to be able to sleep and have a productive day, so we decided to call off work that day. So my plan for Friday was to come back from my weekly Friday meetings and start a video. That did not go as planned. Friday was the day that I was feeling my worst. I was feeling really weird. Much different than how I typically feel, especially if I'm going to start my cycle, you know what I mean? So I decided to take a pregnancy test. So I take the test and all of a sudden it says positive. I don't know, I cannot describe the feeling I had. It was holy crap, like shocked, and then immediately I felt happy, which is so weird for me because if anybody really truly knows me, knows how much childbirth terrifies the living crap out of me. So I'm gonna get into my thoughts at the end of the video about how I truly feel about pregnancy and more in depth of how I felt in the moment. But this is what happened next. So I come out of the bathroom. It's about 8-9 o'clock in the morning. I wake up Keelan. I show him the test. He's like half asleep, but then looks at it and then he's like, wait, what? He thought maybe I had bought a fake pregnancy test or something. No. And why would I wake you up early in the morning to like do that to you? That's a stupid prank. We got up, we had some coffee, we decided to talk about it. We were so excited. At first, we were pretty shocked, and I took a clear blue pregnancy test, the original test. Just wanted to make sure. I just wanted to go out to get another pregnancy test. I got first response. I truly believed it was going to be positive, and I took it and it was a negative. And I was like, this cannot be. I told Keelan I couldn't just not obsess. So Keelan and I just agreed that we needed to make a doctor's appointment immediately. And meanwhile, I was still taking tests left and right. I took 3 tests the first day. Then the next day, the first morning pee, I took another test. I was hoping and praying, still negative. So I'm in my head, I'm just like, what is going on? So I'm researching why I would have a positive. Apparently it is very rare to have a false positive. So in my mind, I was getting my hopes up. So we make an appointment with my doctor. The quickest we could get in was on a Monday. So I had to wait about 2-3 days to see what was going on with my body and if I was truly pregnant. Keelan was trying to stay pretty neutral. He didn't want to get his hopes up too high, but we were also pretty excited. I started looking up pregnancy symptoms and I felt like my body was acting as if I was pregnant. So for example, my breasts were pretty freaking tender and the biggest they had ever gotten. Typically when I'm on my period, my boobs don't get big. Last week, my boobs were so big. Now they've gone down and I'm kind of sad. It was like my body gave me a present and it took it away. So basically some of the feelings I was enduring, feeling bloated, I had tender breast, I didn't really feel like I was gonna throw up or anything. Definitely was fatigue. I was fatigued the entire time I was in DC. I was constipated basically. So, and I was confused. I was like, what is going on? And then when I got back from DC, that's when I decided to take a pregnancy test. And what were the odds I was going to take a test the day that I tested positive? It's so crazy. My body was telling me, hey, you need to take a test. You need to take a test. So it's been really weird for Keelan and I because we've always thought we would have kids, but then the older that we got, agreed that if it happened, it happened. But if we have a life without any kids, that's cool too. I've been feeling kind of sad because I kind of do want to be like a Mother Teresa. And the thought of not giving a child a great life because I know I could be a great mother, I am just terrified of childbirth. That is the only reason, that is the only thing that's stopping me. And I know that seems a bit dramatic, but there are people out there that are terrified of giving birth. There really are, and I'm one of them. But something that day when I found out I was pregnant, I was like, I felt so different. I wasn't scared. Everything just seemed like perfect timing, honestly, because lately I've been feeling so sad. I haven't adopted, I haven't became a foster parent. So those are the things that Keelan and I have been talking about. I don't want to have a surrogate because if I'm gonna have a kid, I want to be strong enough to have that kid, okay? But if I'm going to adopt, that's a totally different story. If a child is going to be biologically mine, I want to be the one to give birth to it. I've been crying so much. This was before DC, before anything. I've been crying so much. I've been so emotional. And I really think it's because there's things in my life that I'm not fulfilling. And it scares me because I'm getting older, and I've always thought that, you know, I would have a kid by now if I was gonna have a kid. I feel as though when you get older, you literally just change your perspective of things. Whether you like it or not, sometimes your body just does it. Like, for example, thinking I was pregnant and my body just accepting it. Like, dude, you're gonna be okay, you're gonna be fine. I feel like if you're terrified now, you may not once you do see a positive. All these different circumstances go in, but if you're at a healthy point in your life and that's something that you want, but you're scared of, like you're terrified, you might not be terrified when you do see a positive. So Monday rolls around, we get to the hospital, we're speaking with the doctor. She tells me that it's possible I had a chemical pregnancy or a false positive, but she is very certain that I am not pregnant. And as soon as she left the room, I could not control myself. I was bawling. I could not stop crying. And I'm sure when she came back and my eyeballs were like freaking red and puffy, because when I cry, like it's so noticeable. We just kind of felt really sad, honestly, really sad. But Keelan tried his best to keep me okay, because if I was pregnant, you know, we still need to make sure the baby is safe, not stressed out. But before I left, we did a urine sample, a blood sample as well. And they told me to come back in a week, next Monday, and they will tell me whether or not I am pregnant. So I went home, did some research about chemical pregnancies, and just to figure out why the heck my body was feeling the way it was feeling for the entire week and a half. YouTube helped me out so much because I was just looking up so many videos. I still have a lot of videos saved that I want to watch. YouTube, I love you. I love creators who create on YouTube is basically what I'm saying. And especially the fact that it was helping me feel like I wasn't alone. An ectopical pregnancy sounds horrifying. I'm terrified of that. That's another thing that now I'm even more scared about, having a baby. I found that out. That can happen to you. An ectopical pregnancy is a complication of a pregnancy in which an embryo attaches itself outside the uterus. Signs of the symptoms classically include abdominal pain and vaginal bleeding, but fewer than 50% of affected women have both of these symptoms. The pain may be described as sharp, dull, or cramping. The pain may also spread to the shoulders if bleeding into the abdominal has occurred. Severe bleeding may result in a fast heart rate, fainting, or shock. So horrifying. With all of the research I was doing, it is such a miracle for your baby to come out healthy. It's like the little things in life I was able to appreciate more last week. Just those little things, it's like a baby being born. Like my past self would have been like, okay, but now thinking about a baby being born, I want to bawl, I want to cry, like that so makes me so happy. Like what the hell? I've changed so much within the past week and a half. It's so crazy. I could not wait for Monday to come around so I can figure out what the heck is going on. So in the meantime, I wasn't able to be there for work because I had the appointment. And then after I had found out that it's probably a chemical pregnancy, I did not want to go back to work. I just wanted to go home, cry my eyeballs out, and try to be strong and also focus on doing more research because that's the only thing I could think about. So yeah, even though I was pretty excited, I didn't let the world know, didn't announce it publicly. So the time has finally come. It's Monday morning. She reads me my results. She told me I was pretty much healthy. And then she tells me I had a chemical pregnancy. A chemical pregnancy is a very rare miscarriage. It is diagnosed when a pregnancy is confirmed by a blood test or a home pregnancy test, but it can't be seen on an ultrasound scan, usually up until about 5 weeks of pregnancy. So medically, it's not really seen as a miscarriage, but a loss is a loss. And especially as soon as you see that positive, for most people, they imagine a baby in their arms. They imagine themselves being pregnant with a giant belly. That's normal. So I don't want anybody to feel like that a chemical pregnancy isn't a loss, because no matter what, it's a loss. I look wild, I know, but I'm gonna look so good at the end. So after we had left the appointment, we discussed how it's probably going to be a bit difficult to have a baby, just because ever since I was 14 years old, I have had irregular cycles. I typically go about a month to 2 months without a cycle, so it's going to be a bit difficult. I told the doctor that, and she said that we can speak to a gynecologist. So that is exactly what we are doing actually. We are going to see a gynecologist very, very soon. My doctor is looking for the best gynecologist for me. I just spoke to her a couple days ago, so we're gonna figure this all out. After we went home, we had both decided that this is something that we actually want, and it's gonna be very life-changing. It already is life-changing. Okay, so before I get into the rest of my thoughts, I want to take the time to show you this amazing highlighter. They're called Lemonade Head. It's like a chunky glitter gel, and they smell amazing. Most of them smell like, you know, those like lemon drops? Yes, that's what they smell like. So we're gonna get into this. I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna put a little all over my face basically, and then I'm gonna top it off with some poison highlight that is coming soon by Makeup of Murder. With the poison highlights, you do need something that's going to help it stick. Typically what I like to use is the Hydro Grip Primer to like tap on a little bit. It doesn't destroy your base or anything. And then what I'll do is apply my highlighter over top if it's a loose glitter. As you can see, this one is much greener than this one that we're going to use today, but the blue and green looks awesome. The Poison Highlight formula, the one that I'm going to be using specifically today, has a green and blue white tone to it. So as you can see, a little bit of that popping. Poison Highlights come in a jar like this. It is very, very microfined glitter. Very, very shiny, makes your skin look like glass. This, it's going to help it pop even more. Let me show you one side with the Poison Highlight by itself, and then the other side with the Space Paste applied underneath the Poison Highlight. Going in, tap side to side, and already super blinding. Take a little bit of the Space Paste. I'm gonna thin it out on my hand first and then apply it. I love it when it's extended out here. It's so pretty. And let me quickly apply it on the rest of my face. All right, let's put the Poison Highlight over top of it. Told ya, told ya, told ya, told ya. Blend it out. And it's even, oh, it pops even right here too. Like, look at the difference. This looks more like wet skin, and this one looks like glass. And oh my God, we are almost done. So we can talk about how I got here today, my feelings, how I can talk about this without crying my eyeballs out. So let me quickly do my lips. I don't know how I feel about my hair being like this. It's kind of cute, but It's messy, but it's supposed to be intended that way. All right, this is so much better. This whole experience has been life-changing, especially since if I would have never taken that pregnancy test, I wouldn't have known this had happened. The next day, I might have taken the test and it would have been negative, just like how it was. I took about 10 tests and they were all negative besides the very first one, which is so weird to me, how I can go from not thinking about being pregnant at all, everything's normal, and I haven't taken a pregnancy test and it feels like maybe 6 months, maybe a year. I have not thought about it in so long because we're not really trying. It's like this needed to happen, because if this didn't happen, I would probably still be in the same mindset, still wondering what my life would be like in 5 to 10 years. I always just thought it would be make up a murder, me, Keelan. If we're gonna have like a biological child, I would say the best time is right now, because I finally feel like in my life things are normal, it's steady, and everything has like a routine now. Before, my life was crazy and I was doing everything just to basically survive. I'm pretty content with how life is right now. I did not expect any of this. We did not expect this to happen. It was so shocking. And it changed my mind on so many levels. I feel like I'm gonna cry. I'm still very shocked that I took that test and it came out positive. It's crazy. Even my doctor said, like, what would have happened if it was a couple days later, you know, and you would have taken the test, because I was feeling pregnancy symptoms. I felt like I was pregnant. I was convinced. I even thought my doctor was wrong, which that is a possibility, you know, that could happen. So I watched so many different scenarios. I'm like, my doctor has to be wrong. I feel like in order to have it the best way I possibly can is to just try and let it happen naturally. I'm not gonna be taking a pregnancy test every single day hoping and praying I'm pregnant. No. When I start to feel a certain way again, that's when I will. But when I miss a period, that's normal for me because I have very irregular periods. Oh my God, I'm so hungry right now. So we're pretty excited about the future. We are looking at several different things that will help us out. So yeah, basically we are trying to have a baby. Wouldn't have thought I did not think I'd be saying this, but like anytime soon. But yeah, Keelan and I are trying to have a baby. I don't care whether or not it's a boy or a girl. I just want it to be a healthy pregnancy. We're just gonna let it happen naturally. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, then let's hope that by the time I'm in my 30s, we are either adopting or we become foster parents. Now, do we want 1 or 2 or 7 or 8? No, it would probably just be 1 or 2 children. I remember growing up, and if I didn't have my siblings, even though my childhood was absolute crap, if I wouldn't have had my siblings through all of that, I don't know who I'd be today, honestly. Yeah, I think siblings are super important, especially like if you have a cousin, another small child in your life when you're growing up, I feel like is super important. So yeah, we might have 2, but again, might adopt. I don't know. I have not felt this much happiness in so long. Like, I'm gonna cry. I just think it's so crazy that a couple weeks ago, I was literally saying it out loud. I can see my whole life being without children. Even when I was with my sister, seeing how big her belly is, like, I was not in my head thinking, this makes me want to have a baby. No, I was more like, this is scary, but I was more like being strong for her. I'm not gonna be like, oh my God, like, are you terrified of birth? No, like, dude, she's gonna go through it. Like, I'm not gonna ask those questions. It's crazy. Also to think that I literally went to go see my sister, my pregnant sister that I have not seen in many years. And then I am also possibly pregnant as well. That's another thing that's crazy. Like, so crazy. So many things that I feel like it needed to happen, baby or not. I'm honestly so happy this happened, because like now I know for sure. I've been drinking more water. Crazy how your body and your mind changes ever since, like, once you believe or know that you're pregnant. Because I was like, take care of yourself, make sure you're on top of things, take your prenatal vitamins, and get ready to have a baby. But now that it's not happening, I'm a little a little relieved. I can sit back and kind of process, you know, this instead of forcing myself into, you know, thinking childbirth is gonna be okay. Honestly, I truly feel in this moment that I'm gonna be okay, that everything is going to be okay. It makes me so happy. You see, you're like parents different than like you do everybody else. And when I was growing up, I just like, you know, your mom, you know, your mom is like the biggest thing in your world, right? And one day I'm gonna be the biggest thing in somebody's world. Oh my God, that makes me so emotional. That is pretty much it, guys. I'll be back to uploading more. I'm not gonna stress myself out. I'm gonna try to take it easy because like I freaking said, we're trying to have a baby. If I can't make an upload next week, then I can't make an upload next week. But if I do, cool, and I hope to see you there. So I love you guys so freaking much. I hope you have an amazing day, tree buds, and I will see you in the next video. My nose is running into my lip gloss and it's literally mixing. Surely get burned if you reach out and touch. My mind is